Hello and welcome to another FPL Advice video. Today I'm going to be helping you select a Game Week 5 wildcard team that I truly believe can help you get into the top 100k, especially if you haven't wildcarded in Game Week 4. But before we get into it, if you wouldn't mind, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new to FPL Advice. It really helps me out. But alright guys, let's get to today's video. First up, I wanted to go over the goalkeepers, but before we get into it, please disregard the white-green kind of highlighted players. Fantasy Football Scout did not allow me to undo that, so you'll see that on every screen print that I took from their site. And second, please note that the Everton and Burnley players' stats will only be using 3 games because this recording is being recorded before the game on Monday. But alright, so the top goalkeeper options for your Game Week 5 wildcard are Jose Sa, Schmeichel, Pickford, Sanchez, Bachmann, Meslier. As you can see, Jose Sa looks like the best option for the next 9 game weeks due to Wolves fixtures, but also since he's had the best save percentage out of all the goalies highlighted. He's had 81.3% save percentage, which is incredible. Schmeichel at 5 million looks like a great option as well. I mean, his save percentage is 72.7 and he saved 16 shots already in the first 4 games. I, however, do love sticking to a 4.5 million goalkeeper. So if that's kind of the route that you want to go for your Game Week 5 wildcard, I do recommend going for Sanchez. I mean, looking at Sanchez, Brian have already kept 2 clean sheets in the first 4 games. His save percentage is 70%, which is really good for a 4.5 million goalkeeper. Looking at the fixtures, again, I think Wolves kind of have the most attractive fixtures, and then Leeds. However, Leeds and clean sheets just don't go together. They have not kept a clean sheet all season, and now Llorente got hurt. So I just don't see them turning that around. And kind of because of that, I do think that Jose Sa or Sanchez are probably your 2 best options for goalkeepers going into Game Week 5. Next up, let's take a look at the defenders you should have for your Game Week 5 wildcard. First up, you obviously have Trent, who is a no-brainer. He has an expected assist of 2.38 over the first 4 games. He's a player that you just don't want to create a draft without. Next up, we have Sofal, who I actually think he's kind of becoming an essential player. He's only 5 million, right? And he plays for West Ham, who have been playing super well this year. So for 5 million, the fact that he has an expected assist of 0.94 is super rare. And I do think that he will also get you clean sheets. So I think that if you are wildcarding in Game Week 5, he's a player you want to have in your team, even though they play Manchester United in Game Week 5. Livramento looks like the best 4.1 million option with his expected assist of 0.56. And he also looks like he's won the starting spot. So I think he's kind of the player you want to have in your draft. Another defender I'd like to point out is Cancelo, as he has an expected assist of 0.82 and expected goals of 0.78 in the first 4 games, which is just incredible, right? He's such an attacking threat, but also he plays for Man City, who are known for getting clean sheets no matter who they play. Reece James is a little bit cheaper than Cancelo, and he also has a 0.84 expected assist and 0.39 for expected goals. He did just miss the last game due to a red card, so I think I see him coming back straight into the team and getting his starting spot back as he's well rested. If you want to go a little bit cheaper, I think Martial and Semedo become really good options because Martial is only 4.5 million and Semedo is 4.9 million. Wolves have really good fixtures, so I think those two, because they're so attacking, are players that you should definitely consider. And looking at the fixtures for defenders, again, I think Wolves defenders seem to have the best lineup. They have Brentford at home, Southampton away, and then Newcastle at home. You also have Arsenal and Leeds, who are also teams with really good fixtures over the next 9 games. However, I just don't think they're reliable enough to kind of get you clean sheets. So I'd stick with teams and players you know that can kind of get you clean sheets and, of course, potentially some attacking returns. For your Game Week 5 wildcard, I would really make sure to have Mo Salah in your team. He is an absolute star. He is essential in FPL. He has 2 assists and 3 goals in the first 4 games. So I would build my team around him. I think Traore at 6 million is great with the expected stats that he has, although he's yet to get any returns this season, so he's a bit of a gamble here, I think. It's time to say goodbye to Ben Rama. We saw him coming off in the 60th minute this weekend, so he's not someone we can rely on playing 90 minutes week in and week out with the new midfielders coming into the squad. Rafinha and Pepe are two other players that I think you should consider for your midfield. And the reason I say that is because their underlying stats are really good. And Leeds and Arsenal have really good fixtures coming up. So even though they're similar to Traore, where they haven't really had a lot of returns this year, I do think that will change with the fixtures that they have. And again, looking at the fixtures, as you can see, Wolves, Arsenal, Leeds are the three teams that really have the best fixtures starting in game week 5 for the next 9 game weeks. So those are kind of the teams I would want to pick midfielders from. I think if you have the likes of Traore, Pepe, Rafinha, alongside Salah, you will get many returns in the next 9 game weeks. Look at DCL's and Antonio's expected stats. They are players who have had the best start of the season this year. And in a way, why would you want to pick a team without them? But if you do go that route, it would mean you would miss out on either Ronaldo or Lukaku, which is a route you don't want to go on. I think in game week 4, FPL managers without Lukaku and Ronaldo saw how big of a mistake it is not to have them in your team. So I personally wouldn't go that route. I would want to have Lukaku and Ronaldo in my team, and then maybe DCL or Antonio. Looking at the fixtures, again, Wolves and Leeds kind of have the best fixtures. However, Bamford has only had 1 goal and 1 assist over the last 4 game weeks, and Jimenez is still sitting on 0 returns. So even though Lukaku's and Ronaldo's fixtures are more difficult, going with them, you know they can score against any team, so that might be the best option for a game week 5 wildcard. Alright, so the wildcard draft that I think can get you the top 100k is this one. In goal, we start with Sanchez because, again, Brian have kept 2 clean sheets already. He's made a lot of saves, and he does have a save percentage of 70%. Brian's fixtures look really good, and he is only 4.5 million. Steele becomes the backup goalie to simply fill in the spot. In the back, we start with Reece James, Trent, Martial, Sofal, and Livramento, and I truly believe all of these players will get you a ton of clean sheets in the next 9 game weeks, but they will also get you a lot of attacking returns, especially Trent, Sofal, Martial, and Reece James. Reece James is coming off a red card, so he's fresh and ready to go. Trent, as we know, he's the best FPL defender. And then also Sofal's expected assist stats just show how attacking he really is. So I think he's also a player that you want to have in your back line. In midfield, we start with Salah, Rafinha, Traore, Pepe, and Sissoko. I feel confident that it's a matter of time for Rafinha to kind of start getting those returns that we've all been waiting for, especially with the fixtures that they have. I think that this is the year where Pepe gets 150 points in FPL. And this is the beginning of it with Arsenal's fixtures, so I think he's a great option that I want to jump on. Traore's expected stats and Wolves fixtures are so good that I kind of just feel like you need to have a Wolves attacking player. So going without Jimenez kind of makes sense for Traore to fit that 6 million spot. And Sissoko has an expected assist of 0.61. Watford's fixtures are really good, so I kind of think that he's the best option to fill that 4.5 million midfielder spot. And up top, as you can see, we go with Lukaku and Ronaldo. And the reason I went with them is because I truly believe that this year, they're players who are essential, right? If you can get them alongside Mo Salah and Trent, you do it. They will outscore DCL, Bamford, Jimenez, and any other player that you can think of, Antonio. They will simply outscore them for the remainder of the season. A Game Week 5 wildcard is a perfect opportunity to get them both into your team, and then going forward every weekend, you kind of have that peace of mind knowing that you have both of them, and you know that they will get you returns. Alright, you guys, this is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you wouldn't mind, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new to FPL Advice. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this draft and also what your plans are going into Game Week 5. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.